I'm Bim, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make 3 super duper easy, anybody could do Valentine's Day cards. These are all of the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need scissors or an X-Acto knife or both, cardstock or pre-made cards. Today I'm going to be using pre-made cards, paint, paintbrush, decorative paper for your window, puffy paint, paint markers, cutting surface, glue, and printer paper to make your heart window template. The first card I'm going to show you how to do is this fingerprint one. Super duper easy. You only need 2 supplies, cardstock and paint. And a paint palette, which I forgot to mention in the supplies, but paint palette. First thing we're going to do, get out some paint, any color. Today I'm going to be using magenta. I'm going with a purpley pink theme because it's Valentine's Day. I dabbed out a little bit onto the palette. Not very much. You can't even hardly see it. It's just right there. And then with a clean finger, any of them, depending on how big you want your heart, dip it just a little bit into that paint. You got a little bit on your finger. And then next to that paint blob, kind of pat it out so it's a nice thin layer all over your finger. It should look something like that. And then you're going to take your card and you're going to press one going one way and one going the other way. And you just keep doing that back and forth until you're happy with it. And if you want to add text, you can add text after and make it move all around the hearts, or you can add text before so that you make sure you leave space for it with the hearts. I went ahead and added some text. Yeah, you can add as many or as few hearts as you like. Do whatever your heart desires, you know what I'm saying? I really wish that I could fix the white balance, but I can't. So, have grace with me. Yes, that's the first one. Super duper easy. Literally, the easiest thing in the world, and it's so cute. It's so cute. These are your little fingerprints. Amazing. So, card number 2. This is the second card that I'm going to show you how to make. It does take a little bit of drying time in between, so just know that it does take a little bit longer than some of these other ones because you gotta wait for the puffy paint to dry. All you need for this card is puffy paint, a card, paint, a paint marker, a little bit of time. So this one, like the last one, you can add your text before or after, depending on if you want the text to go around the hearts or the hearts to go around the text. So I am going to add my text first, and I'm just going to add "Be Mine." And then after I do that, I'm going to go in with my puffy paint and do these little hearts. I have found that the easiest way to do these puffy hearts is first practice a little beforehand, give it a practice, give it a whir, but try not to push the paint away from you. So like if I were to make a heart right here, if I pushed it that way, the tip gets in the puffy paint and it just makes it drag along it and it don't look good. You don't get nice, good, uniform lines. So if you can, try to design them to where you pull the puffy paint towards you. And you could leave it right here. You wouldn't have to do anything more to this piece if you didn't want to, but I am going to go in and add some little dots. Once we're satisfied with how the card looks, we can set it aside to dry for a while, and then we'll be able to go in and put that purple on top. Hi guys, I have let this paint dry so it is good to the touch. We are going to be able to paint directly over it without smearing that nice puffy effect to really capture that texture. I am going to go in with a purple color that I'm going to mix up. So then we just essentially just paint directly over top of our puffy hearts, making sure to get into all the little textures, all the little divots, so that you really get that cohesive look over top, which I'm pretty excited about. And then we'll go in over top of that and add in our text. I've got my colors here and I'm going to start mixing them. So I got a fun bluish tint. It's similar to the color that's here. And then I just go in with a nice loaded paintbrush and paint over everything. And honestly, it'll probably take more paint than you think it might because the puffy paint adds a lot of surface area. And we're just going to go ahead and cover right over that text because we'll just add more new text over top. And with the edges, so that I don't get it on any other face of the card, I just push from the middle of the card out. Push from the middle of the card out to the edge, and then hopefully that reduces your chance of getting paint on those other faces. And it's okay if your colors kind of fade in and out. Just do your best to blend them so it's not so noticeable, you know? And once you've got the front of your card painted, set it aside to dry for a little bit longer again. The paint is dry, and so I'm just going to add text. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. There you go. All done. 2 super cute textured heart Valentine's Day cards. Really fun, really easy. Last, but certainly not least, I'm going to show you guys how to do the window card I'm just using a scrap from a magazine, and I'm going to show you guys how to make this little template. Super duper easy. You might already know how to do it. Cut it out, bada bing, bada boom, glue it to the back. It's going to be so easy. So for this one, all you need, scissors or an X-Acto knife. I'm going to be using both, but you wouldn't have to. You'll need glue for this. Liquid or tube should suffice. Computer paper. And then a paint marker or some kind of marker. You wouldn't need a paint marker for this. So firstly, we're going to make a template out of your card. So whatever card shape that you have, take that, trace it onto the printer paper, cut that out, and then once you have your template cut out, you probably did this 100 times in elementary or middle school. Take it, fold it hot dog, sketch out a nice heart where you want it on the card and how big you want it on the card, because remember, this is the template that's card sized. So decide how big you want it, where you want it, and like, this is also super customizable. You want 2 hearts, put 2 hearts. You want 3 hearts, put 3 hearts. You want a triangle, put a triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the white balance is off. You cannot see the heart that I've created here, but heart, cut that out. Then you'll have the inside window and the outside window of your window heart card. Boom, boom, soup's fun. So then you take your decorative paper, or you could print out a picture of you and your boo, or you and your mom, or you and whoever. Or it's not even you, it's just 2 random people. Literally you could. No laws. And if you want to use this part that we just cut out to kind of give you an idea of where you're going to be cutting on your decorative paper, you can use this, lay this down, trace around it, and then cut it. It's a little bit easier, I think. So take this guy, lay it down where you want it to be, and then give yourself about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch on every side of the heart, because remember, you're going to be cutting this out and gluing it to the back of your card. You need to make sure you've got some glue room. And then, once you've got a trace, cut it out. Now we've got our cute little cutout. So, this is a little bit of a tricky part, cutting the window in the heart. This is where this guy comes in. You'll want to take your template, place it on top of your card, and with a pen or a pencil, I'm going to use this paint marker, trace your little heart. And with this temple, you already know it is centered, you already know it's symmetrical. All you do is transfer it to your card. Ta-da! And then the way I'm going to cut this out is using a razor and cutting myself a nice little X. And I haven't moved my cutting board over here yet because I don't feel like it. And you don't need a cutting board if you're not using an X-Acto or a razor, so why do it? Stab your scissors through that hole. Give it a good cut. Give it a good cut. This just gives you some like working space when you go to cut your heart out. Start wherever, and remember to cut on the outside of the lines so that you don't have any of that ink left over. I do recommend using smaller scissors for this, as I used larger scissors to cut the previous one, and I left a lot of little like wrinkles and stuff because of how big the scissors were. So I do recommend getting yourself a smaller pair of scissors if you can. Nice. And there's your little window. Take the decorative paper that you just cut out, put it back here, give it a little eyeball, And if you don't like what's on the back of your cutout decorative piece, then you can take that printer paper that we use, cut yourself a little size, and then just glue that to the back. And then you'll be good to go. So now we take our little piece of paper, a very thin line of glue all the way around. This stuff goes a long way with thin paper like this, so you really don't need much. And then this is a trick my grandma taught me. You just take it and you brush it out to the edge. This is probably something that literally everyone does, but I learned it from my grandma. Ta-da! And then we take this guy, flip him over, line him up, press him down. And you might get some glue that kind of comes out. In fact, you probably will. But just do your best to clean it up. Try not to get it stuck to everything. So, well, I hope you could see that. Didn't realize that it was halfway not in frame, so hopefully you could see that. But if not, you got the gist. Fold her up. And then I should have done this, honestly, before I glued my little guy on. I think it's easier. It's easy either way, but it's a little messier this way. And then if you want to do some like decorative things on your heart, you go right ahead. On the first one, I did dots and lines, and then on this one, I'm thinking I'm going to do like a little bumpy doily type effect. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and add your text. I'm just going to put Happy Valentine's Day again. Let's do it in cursive though. That's beautiful. Watch me muck this up though. Happy birthday. Oh. Well, they could also be birthday cards. Happy birthday. This works for birthday too. It works for any occasion. Live your best life. So then what I do recommend is putting this under a nice sturdy book and putting some weight on top of it so that it can rest and glue together nicely, and then you'll be able to have this nice little card. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that's all 3 cards. So if you enjoyed this, please give a like, give a sub, give a share. If you do this, send me a DM, show me. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at bim.lemony, just my name. Yeah, I hope you had fun. This was a good time. And if you have any ideas on crafts and stuff that we should do next, comment. Let me know. I'll take your comments seriously. Yeah, I hope you have a great day. Bye.